Welcome to Modern Manipulation. I wanted to start out by saying thank you for joining us. Today we are going to talk about dating apps and finding true love online. Much of this will be covered from my limited personal experience, but you may find similar experiences online if you have not experienced it yourself or heard from others. When I dipped my toe into online dating, I was reluctant to pay for something that was so unknown and share my pictures and some personal information with whoever else was paying. Identity theft seemed a concern, and I always wondered if my photos were a screenshot away from being somewhere on the internet that I did not want them to be. But while being extremely busy and overwhelmed at work and life, I thought that maybe this modern tool would be a way to connect with people whom I'd never get a chance to meet otherwise. I think it's fair to mention that the technology of online dating is fairly new to the human psyche. For hundreds of thousands of years, people did not have access to search for a companion and a mate beyond how they could travel and communicate. It's been said before that the seeming availability of too many choices can feel overwhelming. In the past history of society, your options were people nearby who were working or playing who were not accessible by the internet. They were not always chilling inside the AC, glued to their phones, doom scrolling, and watching videos like Pavlov's dogs. Today, there is the internet, and there are tons of profiles on these apps, whether they are active or not active. The longer I was on some of these dating apps, the more I realized that some people had not logged into their account in a long time, and they just never deleted it. When you make an account with these companies, you are entering a closed system that is controlled by them and their algorithms. The first thing I noticed about several of these online dating companies is the flash sales. The longer I waited to pay for the premium service, the better the sales got. And I won't be the first to admit, when you are broke or lonely or tired from work, waiting for a better claiming deal stinks. 1 week might be 20% off premium membership, but if you wait 6 weeks, you might see a surprising 60% off. And along the way, the sale changed up and down and jerks your heart around with last call and biggest sale yet. How can the same product be worth less later on if the product is the same inside? If they don't get you to sign up initially, the money is made in the later monthly subscription. Once I paid or subscribed, it was also a strange story. Most of the people I showed interest in never responded. Were they busy in life? Did they find someone else? Were they even online within the last 6 weeks? The beauty of the app is that I'll never know what was happening in those other people's lives, and understandably, life happens outside of the screen for all of us. And maybe I just wasn't attached to the people that I liked. I did find it interesting that when being less selective with my preferences of a companion, a major life decision based on mere seconds of viewing a web page, and purposely choosing to show interest in everyone on one particular app, doing so did not improve my results for attempted conversations or meetups to get to know one another. But something interesting happened after I stopped paying for a premium service and went with the free account again. Suddenly, there were interested people showing up who I could not see without paying again. Their messages I could not read without paying again. Wow. That's when I, probably like others, realized that the app is not about making connections with people, but it was about commodifying dating, wishing, wanting, and keeping revenues flowing for as long as possible for searchers none the wiser. Some users make the experience unsavory, but dating app companies are in the business of making the whole dating experience last longer and be more profitable and avoid turnover off of the dating app. If you promise connection, advertise a few couples that worked out, and then string enough other users along, you get more sustained profits than happy couples that find and leave the app. The appearance of just missed connections and unknown chaos of the world, but in a closed box made by a dating company that controls who and when you see a profile online, depending on how much I pay. Doom scrolling, anyone? It's interesting that a lot of these dating companies are owned by a few large companies. So you get the appearance of competition and variety through different websites and sub-companies, but the financial benefits go to one main financial group. Even if you switch to a dating app competitor owned by the same financial group, keeping desperate people lonely financially pays. Why does this remind me of private equity owning lots of different businesses in the same field? What was the purpose of trust busting again? Competition and more value to the consumer? While I can't say if that sort of mega breakup of dating conglomerates will ever happen, or should happen, I can say I'm back to finding love the old-fashioned way. At least until my subscription runs out and doesn't auto-renew. That small box or link to cancel is here somewhere. Why did they make it so small? How many pages do I have to jump through to cancel my subscription? If your product is so good, why is it so hard to cancel the auto-renewal? Online dating owned by big companies? That's modern manipulation.